Hello and welcome to Wildcat Action News. I'm Sam.
And I'm Delilah.
We are starting with this week's top story. Let's go to the team for the story.
Last week, the Wildcats of WIlder-Waite were featured to an awesome assembly featuring Matt Wilhelm. Matt Wilhelm is a BMX rider and motivational speaker. He's known for his fast spinning and aggressive riding style. He's a 3-time X Games medalist, World Championship silver medalist, 2-time United States national champion, and a Guinness World Record holder. Wilhelm is also a motivational speaker and performs at over 300 schools per year. And last week, we were lucky enough to have him visit us here at WIlder-Waite. Wildcat Action News was there with the story.
How did you get started with BMX biking?
How did I get started? I'm not even really sure. I just always had a bike. My friends had bikes, and we would just ride around the neighborhood and jump off little curbs. And then one day we were at the park, and I saw a guy doing these flatland tricks where he was like spinning on the bike and riding on one wheel. And I just thought it looked like magic, and I was like, I want to do that. So kind of the combination of having a bike, seeing that guy do the tricks, and then there was also a movie called Rad way back in the day, and I rented it so many times from the video store that they just gave it to us because it was all worn out. So I think those three things.
Can you tell us about your message for kids?
Yeah, sure. I have 3 main messages that I'll be talking about. The first one is never give up. And I talk about how I got last place during my first year in the X Games, and I wanted to quit, wanted to give up for a little bit, and then I learned all new tricks, worked even harder, and then went on to win all kinds of awards. So first message is never give up. Second one is about kindness and how I used to get picked on for doing this. You know, back when I started riding, there was no X Games, and someone actually stood up for me and included me into his group of friends and kind of changed my whole life around. So kind of the power of one person and one small act of kindness. And the last message is just about hard work pays off, and to find your talent, work hard, and maybe you can make a career or a living out of something you love to do.
What advice do you have for kids who want to make a career of something they love?
Yeah, I think the main advice is just don't skip the basics. With whatever skill that you're trying to learn, you know, you have to remember that even the professionals, we all started off as amateurs. We were all kids once. I was a 5th grader with a dream who only knew like one bike trick at one time. So don't get frustrated. Just learn all the basic skills, and eventually you'll become a professional at something. And the other advice I have is that do something because you love it. Don't do it just to try and get famous. I've seen a lot of kids want to ride BMX because they want to be on TV or they want to be like in the Olympics, and then that kind of wears out real quick. So the main thing is just to find something that you love and do it a little bit every day. And if you practice a little bit every day, over time that adds up to a lot of practice. So just find something you love and love to practice it.
Matt Wilhelm amazed our Wildcats with some unbelievable tricks and taught us all the kindness can go a long way. Thank you, Matt, for sharing your talent and your inspiring story. For Wildcat Action News, I'm Lauren. Let's send it back up to the newsroom.
Thanks, top story team.
We are going to Dia for a special report. Let's go there now.
Hi, I'm Dia, and I'm with Mrs. Bird. Mrs. Bird, could you tell us about the WIlder-Waite mailbox?
Of course, many of you may have noticed in the hallway we have our new mailbox displayed here on the wall, complete with our little paw print label. Beginning March 1st, you may choose to write mail to a friend or staff member here at WIlder-Waite, and then you will put your mail right here to deposit it, and then we will have some mail carriers deliver the mail to the recipient of your kindness. So just as a reminder, when we use our mailbox, we're going to meet our same expectations. So 1, we have to be safe. So it's just on the wall here, just gently mounted. So we're just going to carefully open it and close it so we don't knock it off the wall and get anybody's toes smushed. 2, we need to be respectful. So when we put our mail in, again, we're just going to do it very quietly. The door's a little heavy. We don't want to interrupt anyone in the office. 3, we want to be kind. So, of course, only kindness notes will go into this mailbox. Let's use it to spread joy among our school family. And then finally, we're going to be responsible. So, this is kind of something new and special in our school. So, let's be responsible for our behavior. Again, use it for its intended purposes and take care of our new mailbox.
Thank you, Mrs. Berg.
It's time for this week's classroom update. Let's see which class our team caught up with this week.
Hi, I'm Stella.
And I'm Bryn.
Students in 1D have been doing an amazing job of learning and having fun so far this year.
Miss Dean and her students have been working hard in the classroom to make this year special.
We had a chance to stop by and see what has been happening in 1D.
What have you been learning about in 1D?
Well, we've been doing a lot, especially in math. Right now we're starting to work with double-digit addition, and just yesterday they started double-digit with regrouping, which is a big step, but they're doing a really good job with that right now. And then in reading, we're working on a book called The Big Bed, which is about a little girl who loves to sleep in her parents' bed, and they're not too happy with her about that.
What has been your favorite part about the school year so far?
Well, every year I probably would give you the same answer. Every day when I come in, I just love being with my students. They just make a bright spot in my day, and I just love to see them learn, especially in their math and reading skills.
What have you been learning about in class?
Reading and writing.
What have you been learning about in class?
I've been learning about math and subtraction and addition.
What have you enjoyed most about the school year so far?
Art, because I like making robots.
What have you enjoyed most about the school year so far?
Art and playing outside with my friends.
1D is doing an amazing job this school year.
Thank you to Miss Dean and her students for letting us stop in to see all their learning and all their fun. For Wildcat Action News, I'm Bryn.
And I'm Stella. Let's send it back up to the newsroom.
Let's go to this week's lunch menu.
It's good to be back. And if you forgot, I'm Pebbles Pixie. Finally, someone normal. Yes. Now, I'll make a cake to celebrate. Well, anyways, let's check out the lunch menu while I make it.
It looks like on Monday we're gonna have brunch for lunch. Tuesday we're having chicken fajita. Wednesday is beef tacos. Thursday is chicken nuggies. Friday is Bosco sticks.
Hey, I think the cake is done. Did I forget to tell you I'm on a diet? I can only eat pickles. Oh no. I guess I have to eat it all. I'm gonna go find myself a pickle. What? Well, anyways, see you next week.
We are ready to check in with 5P's Dead Report. Let's see what they have for us this week.
Hello Wildcats, my name is Kinley. Today we are going to be talking about what we did during DENS last month. In today's newscast, we will be interviewing some teachers and kids. They will talk about their favorite part and why they think DENS are important. If you haven't figured out what we did in DENS last month, well, we made special blankets with one side rainbow polka dots and the other side WIlder-Waite blue for children in the hospital. Now we are here with Mrs. Berg and Joe. So, what did we do to help others in Wildcat DENS?
Well, I could tell you all about it, but we've got Joe here, and he can tell us even better than I can. Joe, can you tell us which den are you in?
Mr. Corey's, the Super Frogs.
Okay, and last time you had DENS, last week, can you tell us about what you did?
We tied a blanket.
Great, and how did you do that? What steps did you have to take?
Well, actually just like tying and tying. Lots of tying.
Lots of tying, perfect. And do you know what we're going to do with those blankets? Do you know?
Donate them to people in the hospital.
My gosh, Joe, that's exactly right. And just a little more details about that. We're actually donating them for children, and we're having, there was a representative from Touch that came to our assembly, and we were able to give him 31 blankets that will be used for children, mainly with congenital heart defects. And so they will really appreciate our donation. Well, thank you for completing that activity. I know the children will love their blankets. Kinley, back to you.
Thank you, Mrs. Berg and Joe, for answering questions. You did great.
Now we are here with Mrs. Gillis. So, what did Wildcat Dens do to help others last month?
Well, last month we made blankets to help people outside of our school community, and we're going to be donating those on Thursday, and they're going to go to kids who are in the hospital. It's such a nice thing. And I love the dens because I'm getting to spend so much time with kids that I normally don't get to spend too much time with anymore, like some 5th graders and all my little duckies here. And I just love the dens, and I love the work that we've been doing together.
Now we are here with Connor from Mrs. Gillis's den. What was your favorite part about dens last month, Connor?
Tying the blankets.
That was my favorite part too. Now we are here with Charlotte and Lennon from Mrs. Gillis's class. Charlotte, what den are you in?
Super Puppies.
Lennon, what den are you in?
Stones Fallers.
So Charlotte, what was your favorite part about dens last month when we tied the blankets?
Well, talking while we were tying.
I love that answer. Lennon, what about you? What was your favorite part?
Some people showed me how to do it.
That was really nice of them. Thank you, little sis, for letting us interview you, and thank you, Lennon, for letting us interview you. Now you guys can go back to class and learn a lot. Well, that was our overview of what we did in dens last month. Now let's send it back up to the newsroom.
It's time for this week's This or That. Hello, Wildcats. Mr. Mystery back with another episode of This or That. Today's question was school or no school? And the winner was no school. No school won 52% to 48%. Good news for our no school voters. We are only 5 weeks away from spring break. And for our school fans, we still have lots more time left in the school year. Not that much. See you next time. Mr. Mystery out. We're ready for this week's quick quiz. Can you get the answer?
Let's check out this week's Joke of the Week. What kind of tea do presidents drink? River tea. That's all the time we have for this week. Thank you for joining us.
See you next time on Wildcat Action News.
What advice do you want?
That's all the time we have for this week. It's so...
News was there with the story.
Happy Valentine's Day!